Hi, my name is Bridget Ferengo, and I performed my community assessment on members of Snap Fitness in Shawnee, Kansas. I used the MAP model, or the Mobility for Action through Planning and Partnerships, in order to help organize my plan. It is critical for the conduction and implementation of this assessment to utilize city resources. I find value in consulting with people who have the same mission and have completed health assessments for the city of Shawnee in the past. It is important to have a team of professionals that have similar education and goals for the health of the community. With any assessment, evaluation is a very helpful tool and gives great support for how to proceed. The physical environment of SNAP Shawnee includes all ages from 12 to 80 years of age. This includes many different ways in which these people choose to exercise, and they come from many different health backgrounds. Things including diabetes, joint pain, heart disease, asthma. Some of them have rehabilitation issues, either following physical therapy or choosing to not complete their physical therapy. There's issues with nerve pain, muscular pain, several cases of inflexibility, some cardiovascular disease, metabolic dysfunction, which can create weight gain, and overall weight and obesity issues. And with that, certainly nutritional issues. Some community observation techniques include neuromuscular progressions in any different type of exercise. So that includes yoga, cycling, swimming, dance, aerobics, weight training, powerlifting, agility exercises. You can measure someone's quickness. These are all progressions in fitness that can be measured by duration, frequency, and intensity. There are other biometric forms of measurement that include, height, weight, fasting blood glucose. We have the ability to take someone's entire lipid profile, recording blood sugar, resting heart rate. All of these biometric forms of measurement help see the progression in an individual. The community demographics for the city of Shawnee are pretty great. As you can see, there's a high level of education within the city of Shawnee, a lot of high school graduates, and even more continuing education. The population is 90% white, and the median age is about 36 years old. So we're looking at a very specific population. The priority health issues in Shawnee are not that uncommon from any other city. There's definitely a high rate of obesity, which is found prevalent in the Midwest. I think it's interesting that adults doing enough exercise is, a pretty high percentage compared to the United States. Adults who are overweight is also pretty similar to that of the United States. So the issue here is that these people have the means and the availability. They've got the recreational facilities to exercise. So where is the problem? We definitely have some issues with high cholesterol. It's a number larger than the United States. So that tells me a little bit about cardiovascular health, but also dietary issues. These are more health indicators within Shawnee, and I think it's interesting that the population is majority white. The priority health issue that I have chosen to focus on for the city of Shawnee is the prevalence of obesity in overweight adults in the Shawnee community. 33.7% of Shawnee residents are obese or overweight compared to the entire state of Kansas, which is at 30%. This is an alarming number, and it's a growing number. And so I think that's why I would like to focus on this priority health issue first and foremost, because obesity numbers do not seem to be decreasing, and in fact, they continue to increase. And the overall percentage of obese adults in the United States is 36.5%. The city of Shawnee is only about 3.2 percentage points away from that. With the prevalence of obesity, there are a number of other chronic diseases that evolve and numerous amounts of health issues related to obesity. There are many issues that contribute to obesity in any city in the United States, but certainly in the city of Shawnee, there is a lack of healthy eating habits, and it's not because they aren't available. There are a lot of grocery stores that provide healthy eating options here in Shawnee. I believe that it could be linked with the expense of healthy eating. It is certainly more expensive to buy healthy foods as opposed to drive up to the Wendy's or McDonald's dollar menu and get your family's dinner for $10 or less. There's also an issue of quickness. It is much easier to eat out. It is more convenient. It's faster. It's time that you don't have to spend making dinner, cleaning the kitchen. So it's kind of a lifestyle choice. With that, people, even though the gyms and facilities and recreational areas are available, that doesn't necessarily mean that people are choosing to use them. So there's definitely a factor of just having an inactive lifestyle. I do believe that the residents of Shawnee, if they committed more time to being active, it might help with the overall number of obese individuals in the city of Shawnee. Recently, in the Kansas City area, there have been violence on the trails and pathways throughout the whole Kansas City area, which can definitely bring fear to those who typically use those trails. And obviously, if there is a threat to one's safety, people are going to stop using those trails, or as it becomes fall and the mornings are darker and the evenings, it gets darker earlier in the evenings, we're going to have less access to those trails unless we start to do something about it to make it safer. From all of my findings with this assessment, basically the limited amount of resources, the poor education, the overwhelming presence of poor food choices, and the inability or lack of motivation to exercise and eat healthy contribute to not only obesity and overweight individuals, but also the prevalence of diabetes and high cholesterol. There's also an issue of substance abuse that I have found for the state of Kansas, but also in the city of Shawnee, which can create health issues related to being overweight and obesity. And then again, I mentioned the unsafe recreational trails. There are plenty of indoor facilities that are available and at different price points for the people of Shawnee, but especially in the fall when it's beautiful here and it's 60 to 70 degrees, a lot of people are looking to get outside and walk and ride their bikes, and that has been decreased due to unsafe trails. And lastly, why is this community health assessment important? Obesity leads to many other health implications and chronic diseases that cost money. So when our numbers for obesity increase, so do our numbers in diabetes and high cholesterol and many other chronic diseases that are a reaction to obesity. The alcohol abuse can severely damage the liver and other internal organs. It is complicated and a painful addiction that can severely impact an individual and their family and friends. The unsafe trails and walking paths will lead to greater numbers of people not exercising and therefore create a higher number of obesity, diabetics, and people with high cholesterol. In addition, there are a number of mental issues that tie into these diseases, especially obesity, and that has to do with self-esteem and body image, self-worth, which can impact every single category of someone's life, not just their personal life, but also their career life, their family life, and their overall happiness and well-being. Thank you so much.